Professional organizers don't want you to know this, but today, I'm going to reveal 4 powerful decluttering secrets designed especially for seniors. These aren't the usual quick fix hacks. These are practical, senior-friendly methods that make life easier, safer, and more peaceful. If you've ever felt drained by the clutter in your home, or overwhelmed by the thought of where to begin, this video is for you. Because here's the truth, decluttering isn't about getting rid of everything. It's about creating space for what truly matters. By the end of this video, you'll know 4 insider strategies that will help you let go of the unnecessary without guilt, keep the memories that matter most, and finally enjoy the calm and freedom you deserve in your home. Stick with me, because these secrets might just change the way you see your space and your life forever. If you've ever stood in front of a cluttered closet, garage, or even your kitchen and thought, "Where do I even start?" You are absolutely not alone. For many of us after 60, clutter isn't just about piles of objects. It carries layers of emotions. Every drawer holds a memory. Every box feels like a decision waiting to be made. And sometimes that weight can feel heavier than the stuff itself. It's not laziness. It's not lack of discipline. It's life, history, and love wrapped up in belongings. The truth is, letting go can feel like letting go of part of ourselves. But here's the good news. Decluttering doesn't have to be painful or overwhelming. It can be simple, gentle, and freeing. And when done in the right way, it's less about losing and more about gaining energy, space, and peace of mind to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. By the end of this video, you'll know 4 insider secrets that most professional organizers rarely share because they're not designed for a 30-year-old with endless energy. They're designed for you. These tips take into account the realities of life after 60, when time, energy, and safety matter more than ever. Each secret is simple, practical, and easy to follow, so you can make steady progress without feeling exhausted or overwhelmed. You'll discover how to clear space without guilt, keep the memories that matter most, and set up your home so it actually supports your daily life. Decluttering doesn't have to drain you. In fact, it can bring relief, comfort, and joy. Stick with me, because what you'll learn today can help you create a calmer, safer, and more freeing environment, one small step at a time. Secret number 1, the 5-minute rule. One of the biggest mistakes people make when decluttering, especially later in life, is believing it has to be an all-day project. You know the thought, if I start cleaning that closet, I'll be stuck in there for hours. Just imagining the effort can stop us before we even begin. But here's the truth, decluttering doesn't have to be a marathon. In fact, the people who are most successful at keeping their homes clutter-free aren't the ones who spend entire weekends cleaning. They're the ones who use short, focused bursts of energy. That's where the 5-minute rule comes in. Here's how it works. Instead of telling yourself, you have to declutter an entire room, you set a timer for just 5 minutes. That's it. In those 5 minutes, you focus on one small area, a single drawer, one shelf, or even just the top of a table. When the timer goes off, you can stop. And if you're feeling good, you can keep going, but there's no pressure. The magic of this rule is that it removes the weight of all or nothing. 5 minutes feels doable, and it actually is. Now, why does this matter so much for seniors? Because energy levels change. What used to take an afternoon might now feel draining after just half an hour. That's not a weakness, it's a reality of life. And it's something we need to respect. The 5-minute rule protects your energy while still giving you the satisfaction of progress. It also makes decluttering less intimidating, because you're only committing to a tiny slice of effort. And here's the surprising part. Those 5 minutes add up. Do 5 minutes a day for a week, and suddenly you've invested 35 minutes into clearing space. That's more than half an hour you might never have started. If you believe decluttering had to be a giant project, small, consistent action creates lasting change. You might be thinking, but what can I really do in 5 minutes? more than you realize. In less time than it takes to boil an egg, you can sort through a junk drawer, remove expired food from the pantry, or clear off the pile of mail on the kitchen counter. Even something as simple as tossing 3 things you no longer need makes a difference. The visible progress motivates you to keep going. And when you see the results building day after day, that feeling of control and calm starts to spread throughout your home. Let me share a quick story. I once spoke with a gentleman in his 70s who felt completely overwhelmed by the clutter in his garage. Every time he opened the door, he felt defeated. So instead of telling him to tackle the whole garage, I suggested the 5-minute rule. He started with just one small box near the entrance. 5 minutes later, he had sorted it, recycled what he didn't need, and neatly stacked the rest. The next day, he did another box. Within a couple of weeks, what once felt impossible became a steady rhythm, and before long, his garage was transformed. He told me it wasn't the clean garage that changed his life. It was the sense of confidence that came back once. He realized he could handle it in small steps. That's the beauty of the 5-minute rule. It teaches you that decluttering doesn't have to take everything out of you. It's about respecting your limits, setting yourself up for success, and building momentum one drawer, one shelf, one box at a time. And the best part? You'll never have to dread decluttering again. So here's my challenge for you. After this video, pick one small space, just one. Set a timer for 5 minutes and see what you can do. You'll be surprised at how quickly those minutes turn into a sense of accomplishment. And who knows, you may even feel energized to go a little longer. But remember, you don't have to. 5 minutes is enough to start creating the home you deserve, calm, safe, and filled only with what truly matters. You'll be shocked at how much you can do in less time than it takes to boil an egg. Secret number 2, the memory lane filter. One of the hardest parts of decluttering after 60 isn't the effort, it's the emotions. For many of us, the things filling our closets, garages, and attics aren't just objects. They're stories. They're reminders of people we love, moments we cherished, and seasons of life that shaped us. That's why it feels so heavy to let go. It's not about the sweater, the mug, or the old birthday card. It's about the memory attached to it. And when we fear losing the memory, we hold on to the object, even when it no longer serves us. But here's the secret. You don't have to keep the object to keep the memory. That's where what I call the memory lane filter comes in. Instead of asking the usual question, do I need this? Ask yourself something more powerful. Do I need the item or just the memory? That one question changes everything. Because often, what we truly want is the story, not the physical thing. If it's the memory you want to hold on to, there's a gentle, guilt-free solution. Capture it in another way. Take a photo of the item, write down a short note about why it mattered, or even record a voice memo sharing the story behind it. By doing this, you preserve the memory without needing to keep every object. Think about it. Boxes of old holiday decorations that never see the light of day. Clothing that no longer fits but reminds you of a younger version of yourself. Or gifts you kept out of obligation but never actually used. Each of these can be honored without weighing down your living space. A single photo in a memory album takes up almost no space, but it can instantly transport you back to that special moment whenever you want. Let me share an example. I once knew a woman in her late 60s who had saved every card her children and grandchildren had ever given her. We're talking hundreds of cards stacked in boxes. She told me she felt guilty throwing them away, but at the same time, she never looked at them because the pile felt overwhelming. I suggested the memory lane filter. She sat down with her granddaughter, went through the cards, and kept just a few of the most meaningful ones. For the rest, she took photos of the messages, then recycled the cards. Not only did she free up a whole shelf, but she also created a digital memory book that she could revisit anytime without the clutter. Even better, she got to share the process with her granddaughter, turning what felt like a burden into a bonding moment. That's the deeper beauty of this secret. It allows you to honor the past while still creating space for the present. It removes the guilt of letting go because you're not erasing the memory, you're protecting it in a way that doesn't weigh you down. And here's something I want to emphasize. Letting go of items doesn't mean letting go of love. The people, moments, and experiences that shaped you aren't contained in a box of things. They're part of you. By using the memory lane filter, you're choosing to hold on to what matters most without sacrificing your peace of mind or the safety of your home. So here's a gentle challenge. Pick one item you've been holding onto purely for sentimental reasons. Ask yourself, do I need the item or just the memory? If it's the memory, capture it in a photo or a journal entry. Then release the object. You'll be amazed at how freeing it feels to honor your story without letting clutter control your space. This one shift can free up boxes of space without losing a single story. Secret number 3, the golden zone principle. Here's a truth many professional organizers overlook when giving advice. As we age, the way we interact with our homes changes. Tasks that once seemed effortless, like reaching for a pot on the top shelf or bending down to grab something from the bottom cabinet, can suddenly feel uncomfortable, tiring, or even risky. The body naturally becomes less flexible. Balance isn't always what it used to be, and something as small as stretching too far can lead to aches, strains, or worse, a fall. That's why the golden zone principle is such a game changer. So what exactly is the golden zone? Imagine the space between your knees and your shoulders. That's your safe, easy-to-reach area, the zone where your body works most comfortably without bending, stooping, or straining. The principle is simple. Keep the items you use every day within this golden zone. The things you rely on most, like your favorite mug, your daily medications, your cooking tools, or the clothes you wear often, should live right where you can grab them, without stretching or crouching. Now, why does this matter for decluttering? Because clutter often piles up in the wrong places. We stuff shelves high above our heads, cram boxes into the bottoms of closets, or hide essentials behind stacks of things we rarely touch. This doesn't just create clutter, it creates daily inconvenience and sometimes even danger. By rearranging your home so your everyday items sit in the golden zone, you're not just reducing clutter, you're making your home safer and easier to live in. Let me give you an example. I once helped a man in his early 70s who kept his heavy cast iron pans on the lowest shelf of his kitchen cabinet. Every time he wanted to cook, he had to bend down, lift the pan, and shuffle back up. Not only was it exhausting, but it was also risky. We applied the golden zone principle by moving those pans to waist level, where they were easy to grab without strain. He told me later that this one small change made cooking enjoyable again. It wasn't about organizing. It was about making his daily life smoother and safer. The same goes for closets. If you're bending down to reach shoes or stretching up for sweaters, it's time to rethink. Place your favorite shoes on a middle shelf. Fold sweaters and store them at arm's height. Move rarely used or seasonal items, either higher up or lower down, where they're out of the way but still accessible when you truly need them. That way, your daily routines happen effortlessly, and clutter no longer interrupts your flow. Here's the key insight. The golden zone isn't just about convenience. It's about independence. By arranging your space around your body's natural comfort range, you're setting yourself up to live more freely, without having to rely on someone else to fetch, carry, or move things for you. It's a small shift with a big impact on confidence and safety. And there's another hidden benefit. When you intentionally choose which items belong in your golden zone, you're forced to prioritize. You'll quickly discover which belongings truly support your daily life, and which ones just take up space. Suddenly, decluttering feels less like a chore and more like an act of self-care. So here's my gentle challenge. Walk through one room in your home, maybe your kitchen, your bedroom, or even your bathroom. Ask yourself, are the items I use most often within my golden zone? If not, take a few minutes to rearrange. Move your essentials into that comfortable range and shift the rarely used items higher or lower. You'll be amazed at how much easier and safer your daily routines become. This simple trick reduces clutter and prevents accidents. Secret number 4, the one in, one out agreement. Here's the thing about clutter. It has a sneaky way of creeping back into our homes. Even after we've worked so hard to clear it, you finally organize a closet, it feels amazing. And then a few months later, you wonder, how did it get crowded again? That's because decluttering isn't just about what we let go of, it's also about how we handle what comes in. And that's where the one in, one out agreement becomes your secret weapon. The rule is simple. Every time something new enters your home, one old item leaves. Buy a new sweater? An older sweater moves on to someone else who can use it. Bring home a new kitchen gadget? Let go of the one you haven't touched in years. This gentle agreement keeps the balance in your home, preventing clutter from sneaking back in and undoing your hard work. Now, here's why this strategy is especially powerful for seniors. After 60, many of us are working towards simplifying, not adding more. We want homes that are lighter, easier to manage, and filled only with the things that truly support our lives. The one in, one out agreement acts like a guard at the door, protecting your space from becoming overcrowded again. Instead of waking up one day and realizing the clutter has returned, you stay in control from the very beginning. Think about how freeing this could feel. No more closets bursting with clothes you never wear. No more drawers jammed with kitchen tools you don't even remember owning. Every time you welcome something new, you release something old, and with it, the weight it carried. It's a cycle of balance that keeps your home steady and manageable. I once worked with a woman in her late 60s who loved shopping for clothes. Over the years, her closet grew so full she could hardly find what she was looking for. When she tried the one in, one out agreement, everything changed. At first, she worried about letting go, but soon she realized it wasn't about depriving herself. It was about maintaining harmony. Whenever she bought a new blouse, she'd choose an older one to donate. She told me she actually began to enjoy the process because it felt like she was giving her past self permission to step aside so her present self could breathe. Her closet not only became easier to use, but she also felt lighter and less guilty about shopping because she knew her space was under control. And this agreement doesn't just apply to clothes. It works with books, dishes, decorations, even sentimental items. The beauty is in its simplicity. When one thing comes in, one thing goes out. Over time, this habit builds a home that stays balanced, uncluttered, and supportive of your lifestyle. Here's another benefit you may not have thought about. This rule turns decluttering into a daily habit instead of a massive project. Instead of waiting until things pile up, you're making tiny, consistent choices that keep your home peaceful and clutter-free. It's much easier to let go of one item in the moment than to face a mountain of stuff years down the road. And if letting go feels hard, here's a mindset shift that helps. Think of it not as getting rid of something, but as passing it forward. That sweater you no longer wear could keep someone else warm. That extra dish set could bless another family. The one in, one out agreement isn't just about maintaining order. It's about sharing abundance and keeping only what truly serves you. So here's your challenge. The next time you bring something new into your home, whether it's clothing, a book, or even a gift, pause and ask yourself, what can I let go of to make space for this? Choose one item, release it, and feel the balance settle back in. Do this consistently, and you'll never again have to face the frustration of a home overflowing with things you don't need. It's the secret that keeps your home clutter-free forever. When I helped my aunt downsize at 72, she looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "I thought decluttering meant losing my life, but really, it gave me space to live it again." That moment changed the way I see this entire process, because decluttering isn't about stripping away your history. It's about making room for the life you're still living today. Every item you choose to release isn't a loss. It's a gain, more freedom, more space, more energy to focus on what matters most. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you're not closing the book on your story. You're simply clearing the page, so you can keep writing new chapters. That's the real gift of decluttering. It allows you to honor your past while giving yourself permission to fully embrace the present. Imagine opening a drawer and actually finding what you need, quickly, easily, without the frustration of digging through piles. Imagine walking into your living room and feeling calm instead of overwhelmed, free instead of weighed down. That's the gift these 4 secrets unlock. Decluttering isn't about having a picture-perfect home. It's about creating a space that supports the way you live today. It's about reducing stress, protecting your safety, and giving yourself back the energy that clutter has been quietly stealing. When your surroundings feel lighter, your mind and spirit feel lighter too. The result isn't just a tidy room. It's the peace of knowing you're in control, the comfort of moving through your day with ease, and the joy of living in a home that finally feels like a sanctuary. Which of these secrets spoke to you the most? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to know what area of your home you're ready to simplify first, because your story might inspire someone else to take that first step too. And if even one of these tips lifted a little weight off your shoulders, give this video a thumbs up. It helps more seniors like you find these life-changing strategies. Don't forget to subscribe to Simplify After 60 for more gentle, practical solutions that make life easier, safer, and more joyful. And if you're ready for the next step, check out my video on the 10-minute closet detox. It's linked right here waiting for you.